All right, welcome to the ADD Catastrophe Movie Show, where two highly distracted human beings try to give our opinions on our favorite subject, movies. I'm Stephen Witten.
And I'm Ryan Ramsey, and I recently tried to avoid getting eaten by a shark, and consequently, he ate half of my boat until I realized I was going to need a bigger boat.
So we are entering into a time that is unprecedented, a time where film and television have shared universes, where we have several superhero films and television series playing at the same time, and they're all interconnected.
Yeah, that's right.
So with Marvel filming Doctor Strange starting this November with Benedict Cumberbatch, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 being filmed in February, we're about to see this world start to exponentially grow with up to 3 Marvel films a year, starting next year. Not to mention DC brand and everything like that.
Right.
So Ryan, what are your thoughts, speaking specifically about Marvel's universe, especially with the most recent Daredevil premiering on Netflix?
That's right. I think it's great. I'm excited about it. The only thing I don't like about it is all good things must come to an end eventually. And I'm a little concerned the more thin that Marvel gets spread, the harder it's going to be to maintain the quality that they need to maintain. So that's my only concern. I like it while that's good. You know, get it while the getting's good, as they say. And so hopefully we can enjoy this time until the inevitable fall of awesomeness.
Okay, but why are we're just expecting Marvel to get bad eventually, right?
Right.
Why?
Because everything always gets bad eventually. I mean, seriously, what was better, Rocky 1 or?
No, you can't. No. That was one team creating. Bless you.
Thank you.
There was one team creating several things, several movies. This is one team that has multiple teams that rotate in and out for each movie.
Right.
I think that's the success of Marvel, is the fact that they can go and actually have fresh ideas within the. I mean, I saw the Ant-Man trailer, and I think it's going to be more of a comedic style of film within that universe. So you're going to see that the difference go into. Bless you again, man. Is there something in the air?
Yeah, I'm allergic to you.
Okay. We're going to see that universe come to different genres. We're going to have. It's going to be the overall arching premise be superheroes, but I think you'll have comedies. I think you'll have
right. Like you got your
thriller.
Guardians of the Galaxy, which was funnier, and or even like Iron Man has it's pretty big chunk of it's funny to Robert Downey Jr. I just think even like Daredevil's very good. There is some major issues as far as slow and timing, stuff like that. You can stretch it out a little bit when you have a TV series instead of opposed to a movie. But then I look at things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which also started slow. So, I don't know. The Ant-Man thing, we'll see how that turns out. But I just think there's never been something that stayed good forever. So,
okay. Yeah. I'm not opposing your point. I hope that we never see it become bad. I think you'll see a wave of popularity. I think it'll go down in popularity.
How long can superhero movies stay popular?
Well, how long has Greek mythology stayed popular?
Okay, well, comic books made a serious decline in the early 90s. So comic book movies, I guarantee you, will decline.
But they've also seen a kind of a
spike right now.
Spike.
Right, but we're at the spike right now for movies. So. Anyways,
okay.
So I like it, but I'm just wary. I'll enjoy it while it lasts.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
In a world where dinosaurs roam in an amusement park, and Star-Lord and his trained raptors are needed to help rein in a dinosaur that has been genetically engineered. Steven, your opinion on the new clip released for the Jurassic World movie?
It's an okay clip. I don't think it shows too much. I don't think it shows...
Let's be honest, it doesn't really show anything.
It really doesn't.
It shows an attempt at two characters building a backstory.
Yeah, and it just felt like Chris Pratt's character was Star-Lord. It just felt like Star-Lord talking. Felt like he was a male chauvinist from the 80s, meeting up with this... I got yelled at earlier for saying damsel in distress, but this girl who she was clueless about everything. I don't know. I just feel like that's antiquated writing. But that's just me. That's my opinion.
I feel like it was okay. I mean, it was a clip that didn't really say anything, and they're not trying to show their cards yet. Obviously, they want people to go see the movie. So, what was not interesting about it was they chose not to show a clip of awesome dinosaur action, which is what we come to expect from Jurassic Park or Jurassic World series. So,
yeah,
I didn't think it was necessarily antiquated. I think they're developing her character to be someone who doesn't really know much about dinosaurs or what's going on. She's really concerned about the business aspect, whereas he's more concerned about the actual living, breathing dinosaurs. So, I liked it. I thought it was funny. Chris Pratt is Chris Pratt. I don't understand what the big deal is with this whole, he's just Star-Lord. No, he was Andy from Parks and Rec, or he was any other character that Chris Pratt has ever played, because Chris Pratt is Chris Pratt. I mean, He is learning how to... Oh, that sounds bad. He is learning how to change his character while acting. I think he's a decent actor. But
he's an amazing actor, and I love his character. I just felt like the trailers, Chris Pratt was different than this Chris Pratt in the clip.
You saw a different 60 seconds of a movie.
Yeah, I'm just judging it. You asked me how I enjoyed the clip. I am telling you how I enjoyed the clip.
I think you're being a little too harsh on our friend Chris Pratt, Star-Lord.
I'm not being harsh on him.
Andy from Parks and Rec.
I'm just being harsh on the clip
Chris
itself.
Pratt's hilarious. And I thought he was freaking hilarious in the clip. Male chauvinist or not, he was hilarious.
And that's not him. That's the writing.
When he was like...
The writers were terrible in
when he was
that part.
Like, do you want to go talk here or in my bungalow?
All right, Ron Burgundy.
It was funny.
It has taken more than 10 years, but writing has commenced on the sequel to one of the most beloved animated movies in the modern era. Yes, Brad Bird has confirmed that writing on The Incredibles 2 has begun. So, Ryan, what are your opinions, or what are you excited for this sequel?
I love The Incredibles. A great movie. It came out when my younger sister was watching Disney movies and all that stuff, so I watched it with her. I really like the way the first story worked out, how they used animation, blah, blah, blah. All I know is Brad Bird said that he would not do a second until the right story came along. And I'm glad he stuck to his guns, and apparently he's found that story now, and he's writing it. And that's exciting, because it'll be interesting to see what happens with Jack and how he's grown up a little bit if they continue it 5 or 10 years down the road with the kids.
I'm super excited for this movie. Like, this is like... The Incredibles is my favorite animated movie.
No capes!
Come on. Too much. Fun fact, that is Brad Bird talking.
No capes!
Yeah, but that seriously, like, first episode that we were filming this, I was sitting down trying to help write the script out and everything, and you had The Incredibles playing, and I got super sidetracked because I just got, and then I went home and watched it 2 more times after we filmed.
Wow.
So that's how much I love this movie.
Right, we're excited. So
we're super excited.
It's awesome.
Get it?
Oh.
Super excited.
Super. I see what you did. Super. Okay, well, we're getting ready to start another segment called Book to Film. All right, and we like to review what's going on in movie world, but also we like to talk about film and possibilities. So this is where Steven and I are going to choose a book, and we're going to suggest that we'd like to see it made into a film and discuss who we might cast in some of the lead roles and why we would choose this particular book and actors. So, Steven, let's start with you.
All right, well, the book is actually a book series that I want to see. There's several book series that I would love to be turned into a movie franchise, but the first one that I really think needs to be done. I know for a fact that the movie rights have been purchased. I don't know if there's been any movement or traction on it, but it's called the first book is called The Alchemist, and it's actually the series is called The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel, and it's basically there's only 6 main characters. There's of course Nicholas Flamel and his wife Perenelle. Flamel. And then there's 2 teenagers called Josh and Sophie Newman. And then, of course, you can't have a good story without good antagonists.
Right.
And the 2 antagonists are Dr. John Dee and Niccolo, sorry, I misspelled that.
Sorry.
Or misread that. Niccolo Machiavelli.
It looks hard to say.
It is. And these are all people, minus the Josh and Sophie character who are teenagers. These are all people that have found immortality. And it's basically they call themselves the Elders, and these Elders are immortal, and they give immortality to humans. And they're trying to take back over the world, and Nicholas Flamel and his wife are trying to save and protect the world, but there's a prophecy that says something about these teenagers.
Don't ruin it for us.
I'm not trying to ruin it. I'm just doing a nice overview. So it's such a ripe story for a movie. I mean, the special effects could be amazing. It really, it could be the next Harry Potter.
Really?
In popularity, if done correctly. Don't do Percy Jackson stuff on it. So Chris Columbus, don't touch it.
Who would you cast?
I would cast. I've been thinking about this for the last 72 hours, and I believe that Gary Oldman would be the perfect Nicholas Flamel. And I've been going back and forth on who his wife, Pernell Flamel, would be, but I think Cate Blanchett would be an amazing Pernell, because they're supposed to have this sense of they are hundreds of years old, but have a youngness to them, which both Gary Oldman and Cate Blanchett have this timeless feel to them. So they're and they're very beautiful people. Right. The twins, the teenage twins, would probably have to be unknowns. We couldn't have anybody that is in the limelight right now be the twins, because I don't know. I just feel like you need an unknown there. But what I think would be a great Dr. John Dee, he's an English magician and necromancer who was supposedly, in the story, he was an advisor to Queen Elizabeth I. I think Liam Neeson would be a perfect antagonist. We see him all the time as the protagonist. Why not give him the bad guy? I want him to be a bad guy.
Right.
And then, of course, you have Niccolo Machiavelli. I don't know who. I've been thinking about it, racking my brain. Just not Nicolas Cage. So, but other than, I think that would be my cast right there. It's such a great book. Like, the series total is an amazing series, and it lends itself to be.
Sounds like it. A lot of potential there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
All right, Ryan, what would your book be?
My book would be a book called Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis. It's his only science fiction trilogy, really. And the first book is roughly about a man named Dr. Ransom who gets kidnapped by 2 individuals, and they get taken on a spaceship. The 2 individuals put him in a spaceship and take him to Mars. So in this book, Mars isn't like we see it now. This is pre-dying of the world of Mars. So it's lush and full of life. So great book, great storyline about space and other worlds. Really great for imagination. And the other 2 books really lend to a series. So it's really good. I'd encourage you to check it out. I'm not going to go into full detail like Steven did with his book, because I want the readers to not be shocked when they hear things.
You will not be shocked.
I don't want to give any spoilers.
You will be shocked that my stories are not.
Isn't this my turn to do book to film?
Yes, but it's not.
You're interrupting my book to
film. You can't backhand me with insults and then not expect me to respond.
So for the lead in this, I would like to cast Ransom, probably as Hugh Jackman, or someone who's not super old. So not Gary Oldman is super old, but someone who doesn't look older like that. But also someone who has a little bit of age. It looks like he's seen some things, had life happen to him. So
Liam Neeson.
Not quite Liam Neeson. No. And so, mostly because he was
Robert Downey Jr.
He was already in C.S. Lewis's Narnia.
Ian McKellen.
And I would like Hugh Jackman because I like Hugh Jackman. What's wrong with Hugh Jackman?
Nothing. I just feel like he might be overused.
I didn't interrupt your book review once.
You could have.
And now we're the other two. There's two that kidnap him in the movie or in the book, and I would like them to be cast as the two guys from Pirates of the Caribbean. The two
question.
pirates.
I'm not trying to interrupt you to make fun or anything like that. Would you like those particular actors or like actors?
Well, I like those actors because I was a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan, but it could be either. I mean, It could be those two guys or anybody. Now, the only thing is, one of the guys of those two go on later to the other books, and he becomes an antagonist. So he has to be kind of smart because later
you just gave a spoiler out.
I just said that he goes on.
Oh, you didn't. It's true. You didn't tell us which one.
Anyways, so that's what I would do. I'd like to see it. It probably will never get made because hardly anybody knows about the book. But it's good. It would be a good book. So.
And that was written by C.S. Lewis, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And what was the name again?
Out of the Silent Planet.
Out of the Silent Planet.
Which is Earth.
You got it.
We are the Silent Planet.
All right, so it's that time of the episode where we're going to preview 3 movies
coming out this week in theaters. And so those 3 movies are Unfriended, Child 44, and Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Steven, let's start with Unfriended.
All right. Unfriended is about a group of online chat room friends that find themselves haunted by a mysterious supernatural force using the account of their dead friend. Ryan, have you seen the trailer?
I've seen the trailer.
The trailer is epic.
I think, I wouldn't call it epic. I think it's a very creative way of telling a story.
I call it epic.
They use screenshots and basically internet dash cams or whatever you call them, so for computers. So it's an interesting way to tell the story.
I think it could change social media forever.
You're being a little dramatic.
Okay, today. I'm being a little dramatic. Okay, but it is one of those horror films that I feel like definitely could lend itself to the modern. It's not a timeless piece by any means,
right.
But it's definitely it perked my interest because of how different it feels.
I would say it's a very creative way to tell a story. I mean, at one time in the preview, the guy's sticking his hand in a blender or something like that. So there's a gore factor to it.
Yeah,
which I think is cheap.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm not a gore guy, but I definitely feel like it's. I want to know why he's putting his hand in the blender. Why is that?
The ghost is making him.
How can a ghost make you do anything?
I don't know, but if we go see it in the theaters this week, we'd find out.
All right, yes.
So I say Unfriended. I will not be seeing it in the theaters because I don't see scary movies in theaters because I'm scared.
Do you really?
Like a little girl.
But you love horror films.
I do. It has to be a classic for me to go see it. Like Poltergeist, I'll go see it in the theater. So
okay.
But I will see it when it comes out on video. I'll rent it and watch it.
I will not, unfortunately, be going to see this in the theaters. Not because I don't want to or because I'm scared, but because my wife doesn't want to and she gets scared. So you make all your, is that a cop-out? Yeah, it's a cop-out.
What your wife wants to do?
Well, when you have limited funds and you can only go to see so many movies a year, you tend to do it together. And if she doesn't want to see it, you tend
to do what together, Steven?
Watch movies.
Oh, you just said it, so... No.
Yeah, you're gonna turn that into
next. The next is Child 44. This movie looks fantastic. A disgraced member of the military police investigates a series of nasty child murders during the Stalin-era Soviet Union, and it stars Tom Hardy. And so it's really exciting because last thing I saw him in was Bane. So he was, as Batman, he was Bane. So yeah. I'm excited to see him.
So you didn't see Lawless?
I did not see Lawless. Okay. So and he looks really good, and I think Tom Hardy's a great actor. I loved Tom Hardy in what was the Dream movie? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Inception?
Inception. I forgot the title for a second. I love Tom Hardy in Obsession. And I loved Tom Hardy in Inception. I thought he was fantastic. He was cool, but powerful, and knew what was going on, and I loved him in that movie. So... in this movie, it looked very dramatic, very intentional. It looked really well done. So I will probably see that one in the theaters this weekend. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. I'll be able to work out.
Is it opening where we are?
I don't know.
It seemed like it was more of an indie, not going to be wide release. So I hope it is, because I'd love to see it. Yeah. But we didn't get to see Ex Machina. I don't know how to pronounce that.
We didn't get to see that one either.
Because it didn't open in our theaters.
Sure didn't.
All right, so after 6 years of keeping our malls safe, Paul Blart has earned a well-deserved vacation. Notice how I'm trying not to laugh. He heads to Vegas with his teenage daughter before she heads off to college, but safety never takes a holiday.
That's right.
And when duty calls, Blart answers.
That's right. I will not be seeing this one in the theater.
I'll never see this.
I've only seen pieces of the first one because somebody else was watching it. I was around, and I'm just not interested. I think he's hilarious on King of Queens.
Kevin James is one of the funniest actors I know in Hollywood right now. That is actually funny, and he's not vulgar about his hilarity. The problem is he chooses so many hokey movies and stories to tell that people like you and I have a hard time taking him serious. And that's sad because he's such a good comedian.
Well, yeah, he was Hitch. Remember how good he was in Hitch?
He was hilarious.
But I just don't know.
Paul Blart, sorry.
No, sorry.
And the only reason you're getting a sequel is because they made the movie for like $37 million or something like that, and it made $150. As a studio head, I would pull the trigger on a second one too.
Probably make $100. Spend another $35, make it $100.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's it for us today here on the ADD Catastrophe. If you would like to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and like us too. There will be prizes involved for all of those who click buttons.
He's lying. If you would like to send us a question that we might be able to use on the show, our email address will be right here. It's addmovieshow@gmail.com. You liked interrupting me there? You've done it like 5 times today.
Also, you can find me on Twitter at Gabriel Ramsey.
And you can find me at StephenWW. And is there anything else? Any breaking news that we have today?
That's it.
That is all. Thanks for watching today, and hopefully you'll come back next week.
Yep, that's right. And until next time, I will be roaming America looking for secret treasures hidden by the Masons.